And it's got a frustrating afternoon. Do you feel the team deserved anything from that?
Yeah, I mean the chances we created some very good chances. The first goal was poor defending out wide. We had two players on him and let him get crossing. But I didn't feel there was anything between the two sides in the first half. We had lacking a bit of quality in the final third, but we moved the ball as well as we have done. Got in some good areas, just didn't have the conviction that we needed. And then second half, we've created 4 or 5 chances. We probably had the decision for the penalty go against us for handball for Jayden, but before that Naby's been brought down. It's a foul. Then their blokes got basically picked it up and the ball's gone into him and he's handed it with both hands. We've not got that. Andre's gone through and he's got a nudge. It would have been a sending off and a penalty. So I'm seeing it rationally. They've used their nous and experience to get a result. But I was pleased with the efforts we created and the chances we used. We just needed to make sure that we were a bit more solid at the back and had showed a bit more urgency in the attacking third in the first half. Apart from that, can't really complain with what we've done. It's obviously it's going to be masked by losing 2-0, but we've created some fantastic chances and in reality we should have had a penalty ourselves, at least one. But that's the way it goes. Referee's had a bad day. We all have bad days. So we move on. But they've put a big effort in again. We've kept going right to the end against a side who, with a budget as big as they've got and their ambitions of being in the top 2. I think over the 2 games, there's been nothing between the 2 sides.
And is it too easy to say that this was maybe a game too far after a tough 2 weeks?
No, not at all. No, you saw the performance out there. It wasn't going too far at all. I'm not making excuses. We gave everything. What upsets me is when people get onto the team when they make mistakes, when they're clearly tired. Manny's had to come off because he's got tight calves, and we're having to play Sam Hatton at left back. And people have got to appreciate the situation we're in. We've got a budget that has got us a really good squad when everyone's fit, and people are trying to fill in different positions and doing their best. And they've had a right good go Wednesday, and we've had a big crowd there, and we've had a decent crowd that get behind us today. But we just want them behind us all the time and realise that they're putting a right big effort in, a huge effort, and they're out on their feet. And Sam Hatton doesn't play at left back, but we haven't got a left back. We've got 3 left backs sitting in the stand. So people are shouting out, change the fullback. Well, we haven't got any fullbacks. We haven't got any defenders. We had 4 centre forwards on the bench and a goalkeeper, or 4 forwards on the bench. So we are muddling through. We are trying to get through. But with effort like that and the amount of chances we created, and they didn't create too many, they'll feel that they've got away with a good 3 points and feel they deserved it. I don't think they deserve 3 points. I felt that we had a right good go. And whether people disagree with me or not, that's up to them. But I've watched that game and there's nothing between the 2 sides. Maybe a bit of quality in the final third, but they haven't really created too much. They've got a penalty that probably wasn't, and we didn't get any. So I'm taking the positives. I'm pleased with our players. I'll be the first one to criticise them when they're doing stuff wrong, but I'm also going to back them to the hilt when they give me everything.
And I think the stats show that Aldershot had nearly twice as many shots on goal as Eastleigh.
There you go then.
Yeah. And when you've got, as you say, 3 left backs in the stand, Jordan Roberts, Chris Barker, 2 key players, it is difficult to lift yourself against strikers the quality of Craig McAllister, who's been doing kind of bullying defenders at a higher level for years.
Yeah, I mean it's not pretty to watch what they do. They get the ball forward, but that's the way they want to play, and they do that, and they're in the they're in the top 6 or 8 or whatever they are. But that's what you get. Centre forwards and good centre forwards cost money, and we're very fortunate that we've got some good centre forwards, but we haven't paid that much money, so we're shrewd. But they've got strength in depth, and we have got a crippling injury list with the games we're playing and the effort the lads are putting in. We haven't to feel you've got square pegs in round holes. That's the way it is, and I'm not going to make excuses and try and blame everything else. That's the way it is, but we're going to get on with it, and if that's the way we do it, that's what we do it. We've got no one who's ever played at left back before, so someone's got to play there. We ain't going to play 3 at the back because that changes the whole way we play. I thought that the way that we moved the ball, our midfield players did well. It's just unfortunate Manny's calves are tightened up. We couldn't afford for him to go because that's another injury. So people have got to understand where we are with it. and I think that there's reason to be cheerful. I think there's things that out there that we saw that we're improving in areas, and it's just on another day we could have scored 4 or 5 goals.
And the 2 goals were 2 marginal decisions. Whether the ball crossed the line for the first one, nobody can tell, I don't think. And the second one, Jayden slid in, unfortunately with his arm slightly out. It's one of those decisions that could go your way on another day.
You could get them, can't get them. The thing that riles me was it was a free kick for Naby outside the box. I don't know how he's not seen it. He's got the ball, he's towed it away, and the bloke's taking him out. And we haven't got the decisions today. That's life. When you got those decisions going against you. I felt that he was it's probably his first year in the league in refereeing, which with the decisions he was making and their experience and nous that they had. They used that to their advantage. Stannis is going to get in his ear hole, and I just felt that he just buckled a little bit, and that's the way it is. But we conducted ourselves in the right way and kept going, and we can't do anything about refereeing decisions that go against us. One day hopefully they'll go for us.
But as you say, there's lots of chances, given the makeshift nature of the team, positives, and remain confident that the performances over the last month or so have been very good.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we just said to the boys there. We're not going to let one defeat where we feel that things have gone against us let the run that we've been on and the way that we've been playing affect the way that we think about things. We're still going to try and improve. We're still happy with what we're producing, and we know we can get better, but we feel that there's players coming into the side. Naby got man of the match today and was excellent and has filled in a certain place. There's players out there that are playing with injuries and having to, and they're giving everything. And as a manager and as a club, I don't think you can ask more than that. We should have scored a couple today. We haven't. Their keeper's made us some good saves. We've not hit the target when we should have done maybe, but we'll keep plugging away, and one day, hopefully soon on Tuesday they'll go in.